Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another season of Heavenly Sent Youth, to whereas I showcase or highlight, or however you want to say it, youth that are doing positive things in the community, organizations, etc., etc. My name is Cynthia. Happy New Year to you guys. I have my first interview for 2020 season. His name is Jalen Starr. And I want to show you a small clipping of Jalen, and this will tell you why I have Jalen on. So watch this video. Here we go.
At Chicago Bulls College Prep, Jalen Starr is known as a legend in the halls and in the classroom.
I passed the AP Psychology exam with a 4.
This high school senior got into his top school, Columbia University, on a full ride, but it was an uphill battle.
What's the underlying message that you want people to take away from all your success?
I come from a community that's plagued by violence, prostitution, drugs, a lot of stuff. I've dealt with this stuff for years of my life, and I've been able to navigate through life and become a successful black man. And I want them to be inspired because although I'm not familiar with everyone's circumstances, we all go through things.
Jalen Starr says it would have been easy to choose life on the street, but instead he's headed towards a degree. Starr shares with me a pivotal moment in his life when he was just 13. A cop stopped him on the street after Starr dropped his sister off at camp.
Now, is that your sister, your brother?
That's my brother, but that's not my little sister. That's my little sister on my father's side.
Has been to defy
I don't know why they use that picture.
Associated with black and brown people.
I didn't really know what any of it meant, but looking back,
Okay, so I'm not sure what happened with the video. They said they can't hear it on the other side. Nevertheless, we will continue to go on. So again, this is Jalen Starr, and I'll let him explain what he has going on and what he's accomplished. So Jalen, go right ahead.
So basically, I applied for the scholarship program, and basically I had to rank schools according to my interest in that school. So I ranked 4 schools, and Columbia was my #1 choice. And I'm happy Columbia chose me. Columbia was my #1 choice. I was interested in Columbia from the start.
Wait. Let's go back. So what high school did you attend?
I attend Chicago Bulls College Prep.
Where is that located?
Dang, what is it?
Is that on the west side, south side?
West side, right by the United Center.
Right by the United Center. So, are you, do you reside in the North Lawndale community?
Currently, I live in the Austin community, but I grew up around North Lawndale. My entire family lives in North Lawndale. I know the North Lawndale community like the back of my hand.
How old are you?
17.
17. And so the reason me bringing Jalen on, you guys, is, I often like to highlight youth that are doing, teens, adults, whomever is doing something positive. And Jalen's story was so inspirational to me because he grew up in North Lawndale, and a lot of times we don't get a positive or a good name from the community. And so I don't know about you guys, but I generally don't hear about, the good things that the youth are doing. And so, being that Jalen has been in North Lawndale, can you tell us your experiences growing up in Lawndale, things you had to face, things you've seen, et cetera, et cetera?
Violence and stuff, it's the usual. I didn't really start to experience violence firsthand until I started to live in Austin.
Wow.
I used to wake up hearing gunshots in my room. It'll wake me up out of my sleep. Out of nowhere, I just hear it on the corner. I used to see it all the time on the corner, see blood on the sidewalk. Wow. I've seen it all.
And so how did that make you feel? Having to maneuver through such chaotic...
It made me, choose who I want to be around wisely. I want to create an image for myself to show people that I'm not that type of person. I want to show people that I was different, and I'm willing to do anything to succeed. I wanted to be a different person. I didn't want to be a stereotype.
Wow. And so from there, you end up at Chicago Bulls, correct?
Yeah.
And so how was it at the school? So I know in a lot of North Lawndale schools, it's pretty it's different, if I should say. And I say that because, like as you mentioned, the violence and the lack of teachers, the lack of resources, the lack of funds, it's kind of tough for an individual to be able to maneuver and stay on the right path, So how was that for you?
I feel like my school is real different. Like, it's not one of those typical schools. My school offers a lot of support. Although, people might think it's a strict school and it's discipline and the kids don't really have a lot of, flexibility. Like, I feel like a lot of my teachers they really care about me. Like, they try to talk to me about a lot of stuff. They try to encourage me to do things. They try to network me with different people. Like, I've had my teachers try to network me with different, doctors, because I want to be a doctor. Like, a lot of people are supportive of my school, and I'm happy I chose to go to Chicago Boys because it's put me on this path that I am right now.
So would you say that growing up, your circle of people, friends, etc., is important?
Yeah, I've had friends from all different types. Like, I've had friends who've been in gangs. I've had friends who've, they are smart, like the smartest people in my school. Like, I've had different types of friends, but I learned to surround myself around people I want to be like. Surround myself around people I want to see myself in the future with. I want to see myself in the future with millionaires. I want to live in a gated community where I just want to live.
Speak into existence.
So I wanted to surround myself around people like that. So I started to make more friends like that. So I don't know, I don't know.
So it sounds like hearing you talking and then just watching your article on TV. It sounds as if you had some type of discipline growing up. You can generally tell children whose parents are in their lives, based on the way they talk, the way they act, and just, the thought process. So who do you commend for your upbringing?
Oh, my mother. She was always on me. I wasn't always a good kid. I was bad at first. I was really smart, and it kind of was like a curse because I would always get done my work first in any class, science, math, reading. I would always get done my work first. Growing up, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, I would always get done my work first, and I would always slack around. I would play jokes. I would scream out in class, just doing some crazy kid stuff. And I used to get in trouble for it a lot. And my mom, she know how to get to me. She'd take my game from me.
Oh, that's
and
my son.
That'll really make me Mom, why you take my game?
That'll do it every time.
So I used to crack down on a lot of stuff I was doing, and she made me realize I need to be mature because I am a black man in America.
That's true. The odds are definitely against you. I think, if I'm not mistaken, while watching this ABC clipping, did you speak about the cops stopped you or something like that?
Yeah,
okay. Tell us about that.
I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, and I was walking back from taking my sister to summer camp at Columbus Park, and some cop stopped me, and he asked me where I'm from and where do I live and stuff, and he raised up a picture. He was like, "You look like this guy," and
wow.
I didn't look like him. I was 13. I was
wow.
an overweight kid. I did not look like him at all. He said I looked like this sex offender from Inglewood, and I had never been in Inglewood. So when it happened, I didn't really think about it. I was a kid, adolescent. I didn't really analyze the situation, but now I do look back at it, and it was wrong. It was wrong for the cop to do that.
Absolutely. Wow. That could have went anyway. Do you believe in God? Do you go to church?
I don't go to church, but I believe in God.
Okay. Good. Wow. That's nowadays, can stop by the cops, could go left or right. And so I'm just happy that, that went the way it did.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So I went to school with your mom. I think I told you that. And to see her on TV with tears of joy, it's like, oh, look at Ramisha up there crying. So, I commend her for, for, as you mentioned, being on you or whatever it took for her to get you on the right path that you are. So tell us about the scholarship that you received.
Oh, so, like I explained earlier, I had to, at first I applied, I had to write essays, personal statement essays, supplemental essays. I had to write those type of essays. I had to submit my transcripts and grades and stuff. And
basically I became a scholar for that scholarship, and then once I became a scholar, I was open to apply to one of the they have 40 partner schools, and I was able to apply to those schools, and I had to rank the schools, and I had Columbia, Stanford, Brown, and USC on my list, and my high school was Columbia, and Columbia accepted me, and I'm going there with a full scholarship. So.
Wow. Did you play sports over at the Chicago Bulls Academy?
I play football, basketball, and rugby.
Wow. So for any teens that feel as if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, coming from poverty-stricken neighborhoods as you and I, what type of advice can you give them?
You can do anything in the world. Don't let anyone tell you can't do anything in the world. If we all have the potential, it's whether or not we use our potential. Like, we have the potential to change the world. Every student I go to school with has potential to change the world. Every student in North Lawndale, Austin, and Chicago, like, we have the potential to do great things. It's just a matter of fact, if we take the steps to be on the right path to do those great things, we have to surround ourselves with people that want to uplift us and like hold us to the highest standard. We need to be those people, the agents of change. Like, we need to change the world. Like, anyone can do it. I'm on the path to do it right now, and I encourage everyone in Chicago to not only follow in my footsteps. Like, I'm not like some random person. Like, I'm not like like a work. Like, don't have to worship me, but I want you to be inspired by me because
Absolutely.
Like, I'm a real person. Like, this is a real story, and I'm doing this actively. Like.
He said it's a real story.
Yeah, it's a real story. Like, some people might not believe this. Like, I don't know.
Well, you know what? It speaks for itself. It's safe to say that you just about beat the odds. Growing up in a poverty-stricken neighborhood because as you mentioned, you've heard gunshots and you hear the murders and it's hard. You have to have a strong covering. Or some type of discipline. I tell parents all the time, you can't allow your kids to be out here doing any and everything under the sun. You can't, try to befriend your kids because once you do that, kids lose respect for you. And then, the world is waiting on them. And so as a parent, you have to be on your kids. You have to keep them busy. You have to keep them preoccupied. You have to spend time with them. You have to see what they got going on, what type of friends they're hanging around with. So often parents will try to parent using materialistic stuff, and that's so not the right way. You get these kids all this stuff, and you put them in a room with this iPad, and as we know, the internet, you can find any and everything under the sun, so on and so forth. And so you just have to be mindful of the choices you make as a parent because we are our kids' first teacher, and then they're out in the world. And so even with my 12-year-old, it's imperative that I keep him busy. I have to monitor him every step of the way because, it's easy to get off track. And again, as I said, the streets are waiting for him. So if I don't try to do what I can as a parent, then, I feel like I failed him. And so it's imperative that I continue to do what I feel I need to do to make sure, my son is level-headed, if I should say. My son isn't perfect. He's just like any other kid. He challenges me. But at the end of the day, I'm on him. Just as you said that your mom was continuously on you. So that's awesome. And your story, again is so. The scholarship you got. So is this an academic scholarship or is this an athletic scholarship?
Academic.
Academic. Okay.
Yeah, academic. I don't know. People don't. I don't know. I should get a sports scholarship. I think I'm pretty good, but.
And which one? You said rugby.
Yeah, rugby. That's
football.
That's my favorite sport. Rugby.
So Jalen has he came in here on a crutch, and I'm like, a crutch. So what happened? What'd you do?
On football season, I fully ruptured my ACL. So
ACL.
that was pretty bad. I tore part of my meniscus too, but
Oh, wow.
that wasn't that bad. So like when I had surgery, they only had to repair my ACL. They didn't have to repair my meniscus, but yeah, pretty bad injury. So I'm out for the rest of the year. I can't play basketball or rugby.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's the recovery time or length for that? For torn ACL?
8, 9, 10 months. It takes a long time.
Oh, wow. So when did school start for you?
I actually started school today, but
Oh.
I can't go back. It's like it's kind of hard to just be like sitting down for long periods of time, like when I'm in school, like, and it's kind of hard getting to and from places. That's why I got excused from school. So
Now, what school did you accept the scholarship from?
Columbia University.
And is that downtown?
Nah, New York City.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
big
wow,
time.
New York.
Big time.
Okay.
Big time.
So, New York City, he took a $200,000 scholarship? $200,000 scholarship, academic scholarship. What's your major?
I want to be a doctor, so biology or chemistry.
Oh, I'm going to have to call you because I hate biology. Actually, I'm needing to do a biology class at the junior college. So, at Chicago Bulls, what type of classes are you taking over there?
Right now, I have world history.
No, I mean when you were at Chicago Bulls. Did they prepare you for, did you take some type of classes over there to, I guess, get you prepared or get you in the thought process or whatever to...
What? And to, like, studying biology?
Correct. Or to be a doctor?
Sophomore year, I took psychology, and I really like psychology, so that's why I was thinking about being, like, a psychiatrist, like a mental
needed.
patient
That's
doctor,
needed.
yeah. Like being in, like, especially being in the Chicago community, like a lot of people need people to talk to and people who look like them, especially to understand the circumstances. So that was something I took. I also took AP biology. I was pretty, I took a lot of biology and chemistry classes. I think it prepared me to go off into that field.
Now, so the name of this program that you applied for that awarded you the scholarship, now, were you the only recipient of the scholarship? Were there others? And how did you go about even getting to be a part? I mean, how did you go about being a part of this program? And what's the name of it?
Okay, so it's called the Questbridge.
Correct?
Questbridge
Okay.
Scholarship. And I was the only person at my school, but it was about 1,300, 1,400 kids. It's about that many. And what was the other part of your question?
How many scholarship recipients did they pick?
It was about 1,300 or 1,400. And it's a pretty, like, rigorous process. Like, it really tests your mental stability. Like, not like stability, but like...
For that much money, I would hope so.
Like, mental fatigue. Like, you get really tired writing a lot of essays, like, trying to make them unique because they want to see, like, colleges want to see if you're unique. And it gets really tiring, like, being creative and being, like, I go into writing an essay really imaginative. I don't try to answer it very straightforward. I try to answer it in a different type of concept. So it's a really rigorous process, but I'm happy I got through it.
So, was Columbia was your school of choice, or was that one of the schools you picked? Because I think you mentioned a couple.
Yeah.
Was that number one or two or three?
It was number one.
Oh, wow.
Columbia was number one for me.
Look at God.
I wanted to go there. I feel like it'll prepare me more to be a doctor more than the other schools that I had on my list because there's a wide range of doctors that have graduated from Columbia University. They went through their med school, and I want to be prepared, and I want to be able to tackle life, and I feel like Columbia can exclusively help me with that.
That's awesome. I did not expect you to say doctor. Actually, that's pretty cool. I signed my son up for this little doctorate program, if I should say, for youth. And so what it is, some of the doctors over from UIC Hospital, they have a facility where they go and I guess they get so many kids. I'm not sure how the process works. Someone told me about the program. But last year, I stumbled on it and walked in, was looking for something. And I'm like, hey, what's all these white coats? What's going on? Y'all ain't doing surgery? And then the guy was like, no, we have this youth program for the youth. We teach them about anything in regards to a doctor, from medicine to different diseases. And it was so cool because my son, he's an asthmatic. And so they were actually preparing like a showcase or something, to whereas the kids was about to showcase and talk about asthmatics, the symptoms and things. So it was so cool, and so I'm excited for him to be a part of that. And so with that being said, there aren't a lot of resources in our communities. And so, it's very unfortunate that you have to go outside the neighborhood and grasp on to some of these different programs. But, it is what it is. If you're ambitious about something, if you want your kids to prosper, you have to do whatever it takes to make sure they get what they need. And sometimes it means moving around or even sacrificing my own lifestyle to make sure, he's prosperous, and I connect him with any and everything he decides that he wants to do, whether he succeed or not, or go forth with it. It's my job as a parent to provide the platform. And so, I'm grateful to hear that you are on the right track and you know exactly what you want and you're taking the necessary steps to go and get it. With that being said, you said that you are in school as we speak, like today was your first day?
I'm still in high school. I'm a senior.
Oh, I'm tripping. I'm thinking I'm way in New York. You said New York, so I'm trying to get there. So when is your graduation? How about that?
My graduation in June 2020. I don't know the specific date yet, but June 2020.
So have you been, did you do like, I've been out of school so long and my son's 11, so I'm so out of tune with teenagers in college and high school. Nevertheless, did you go and visit Columbia?
No, but they have like specific like fresh like incoming freshman events that in like April that hopefully I can go to. Like, so I want to experience New York. A lot of people tell me like it's similar to Chicago, just 100 times bigger.
Wow.
So.
And expensive. I think I was trying to book a flight and a hotel. The hotel's like $400. I'm like, is that for the whole week? They're like, no,
I hear like it's one of the most expensive cities to live in. So I'm a big stand on campus.
Oh, that was my next question. Okay.
Definitely stand on campus. I don't want to pay rent in New York City.
No, I don't think your mom would appreciate that.
She would probably kill me.
Yeah, I'm sure she would. And with that being said, it's just, again, like I said, it's important for parents to pour into their kids and to even be an example. So I talked to your mom today, and I was like, you coming to the show? She was like, I ain't know I was supposed to come. I'm like, no, I just was asked. She's like, I got class. And I'm like, class? I'm like, that's what's up. So she says she's studying to be a business. Mm-hmm. What did she say? Specialist? Is that it?
I'm not actually
something
sure.
like that.
I know what classes she takes.
Yeah, his mom is going to school, and he's going to school. How cool is that? You have to pave the way. So I'm so happy that ABC took the time to air your clipping to highlight who you are. Because again, like I said, I get excited when I see youth that look like me, that are from my neighborhood. Doing things or beating the odds or, just trying to do something different than what they see. Because so often kids pretty much do what they see, despite what the parents tell them. And, and so it's an amazing story. I was happy that I had the chance to meet you. My son I'm teaching him to be a jack of all trades. He's on the other side of the window doing a little switchboard. So I keep him busy. So yeah, I'm happy to hear that. So do you have sisters and brothers? I know they showed a little picture.
On my mother's side, yeah. So I have a younger sister and an older brother. My younger sister is 11. My older brother is 19.
Wow. So I'm sure they're inspired by your story. Mm-hmm. And so your sister, what grade is she in?
Sixth grade.
Is she talking about? Oh, her son's in 6th grade. Is she talking about what she want to do, or she got an idea?
She's kind of all over the place, but one thing, like I always say, she wants to be a track star.
Wow.
So hopefully that falls through, but I'm pretty sure she can be successful in anything she wants to do.
That's awesome. So your older brother, how does he feel about this opportunity that you've got laid in your lap?
I mean, he's always encouraging me.
That's good.
Send me messages and stuff, tell me he's proud of me. Like, he always encourages me.
And that's what it's about. It's, what do you call it? Support system. Support system is the number one key, I think, to being successful, because a lot of times we'll get sidetracked. Like you mentioned earlier, you weren't the person that you are now. But had it not been for your mom scolding you and teaching you structure, et cetera, then perhaps you wouldn't be sitting here. Mm-hmm. So definitely tilt the hat to her. We're running just about out of time. Is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
I don't know. I just thank the people in my circle. Like, what is like my mom, my sister, my brother. Like, I just thank the people who support me and push me to what I want to do. Like, I'm grateful for my support system, and I'm happy that I'm on this journey because I can't wait to see where it takes me. That's
awesome. I want to thank CAN TV for giving this opportunity, for my mom and grandmother for being my support system. Thank you guys for tuning in. If I didn't say a Happy New Year, and we will see you guys next week, same time. Thank you.